So welcome ladies and gentlemen, we're back today with another video, this time not Q&A Sunday, so don't think it's Sunday already, nope. I just decided to do sort of a Euro 2016 update video. I actually did one of these before and for some reason didn't record the sound. And there's nothing worse than doing a video for 10 minutes and then it doesn't even record the sound, so here we go again. So what we're going to be doing, discussing sort of the knockout stages, the round of 16 results, having a look at the quarterfinals, but mainly here to discuss England and give you guys my thoughts. Of course, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it, so always leave a comment, you know, get a little bit of banter going in there. But we'll start off with the round of 16. We had Switzerland-Poland making it through. They played each other. It was a game, not too many goals, 1-1, but it was the Polish winning 5-4 in the end on penalties. Now, there are a lot of shots in this game, not all on target, you know, but we had Switzerland with 29, Poland with 21, Switzerland having a little bit more possession, so maybe a little bit hard done by, but, you know, Poland have the quality as well, where there's a lot of good players in there, and, you know, they're going to push through now, quarterfinals, and be confident about it. Next up, we have Wales against Northern Ireland. Now, this was a game, two nations that a lot of people maybe thought wouldn't even get this far. You know, Wales have been fantastic throughout, and Northern Ireland, all credit to them, they've done really well. Not too many chances here. In fact, Wales had 7 shots, only 1 of those on target, and Northern Ireland 6 shots with 3 on target. So a game that could have gone either way there, really, couldn't it? 54% in Wales' favour, but they've done well. I mean, they've got Bale, who's playing well, Aaron Ramsey, you know, with the old blonde highlights he's got, even likes of Joe Allen is performing. So who knows how the Welsh will do? They may even advance through, you know, and beat the team they're playing in the quarterfinals if they can step up their game. I think they're playing Wales, though. Well, not Wales, they're Belgium. So, you know, it's going to be a tall order, but hey, anything can happen. Then we had Croatia against Portugal. Now, this was a very dull game. You didn't miss much if you missed the opening 90 minutes, and then it went, of course, into extra time. But it really was a game where Portugal just sat back, didn't do anything. They had 5 chances all game, 2 on target. Croatia had 17 shots, not a single one registered on target. That is poor. And the Croatians had the possession and Portugal stole it at the death. I mean, it was just one of those games. I mean, neither of them looked very convincing, and Portugal were the ones who managed to poke through. And then you had France against the Irish. Yeah, Ireland took a lead, didn't they, after just 2 minutes. It was a penalty that Brady put away, but then France came back in the second half. It was Griezmann picking up both goals, and it was just one of those games where you felt, look, if the Irish are going to win this, they're going to need a bit of luck. But the old Irish luck, unfortunately, they didn't. I mean, they had 6 shots. France had 24. At some point, the French are always going to score. When you get over 60% possession in any game, you're going to create chances. And, yeah, the second half, they came out, they performed, and they're through, you know, to the quarters. Germany, Slovakia, 3-0 to the Germans. I don't think anyone else thought the result was going to go any other way. Germany had 19 shots, 7 on target. Slovakia registering just 2 on target the whole game, and 7 in total, and the Germans having nearly 60% possession. It's Germany. It was going to happen. I think we knew that before the game had even kicked off. So, you know, all credit to them. And then we have Hungary against Belgium. The Belgium banging the goals in the second half, winning by 4-0. I think they've scored, what, 7 goals in their last two games. But Hungary had a chance. I mean, they had 16 attempts or shots, 6 on target. They actually had more possession than Belgium, 53%. But Belgium just too clinical. 25 shots, 14 on target, 47% possession. And who banged in the goals? I mean, the goals came all in the second half pretty much. They scored after 10 minutes, Alderweireld, and then they didn't score till the 78th minute, where it was it Bashahi, whatever you called his name, don't even know. And then Hazard scored, and then they scored in the last minute. So, yeah, it was a convincing win, but maybe the scoreline sort of told a different story. And then we had Italy versus Spain, a game that I got up early for because I was praying and hoping that Italy would show up today. And we're going to talk a little bit more about them in a second, or on that day, on Saturday when they played, or Sunday. I can't remember what day it was. It wasn't Saturday. What am I talking about? They played on a Monday. That's when they played, yes. And Italy had 11 shots, 7 on target, which is a pretty good ratio. Spain had 13 shots, 5 on target. But Spain really never looked like scoring. I mean, apart from PK with that attempt at the end there, Buffon making a decent stop, Italy had the better chances. I mean, De Gea made some massive saves. Yeah, he could be at fault for the free kick. Maybe he shouldn't have parried it back in the mix, but it was a very good strike. A lot of venom in it. And Chiellini and the Italian defenders were straight in there to tap it in. But Italy just looked like a team that wanted to win, which you don't normally see. We haven't seen that in the last tournaments. The Euros before, poor. The World Cup, they were out before the group stage even got underway. But this year, because Conte's come in as a manager, the man has passion, drive. It's like he's making the team play better. And that's what managers should do. And that's the problem with England that we'll talk about in a minute as well. But yeah, Conte's a fantastic manager. It's going to be nice to see him in the Premier League. Imagine him and Jurgen Klopp on the sideline. I tell you what, those officials are going to have a handful with them two. But yeah, Italy were different class. And we've got a tie coming with them playing Germany. And then finally, the game of them all, England against Iceland, in a match where you thought there was only going to be one winner, especially when England scored after 4 minutes with a Wayne Rooney penalty, bottom corner, took it well, thought, okay, it's a great start. You're not going to get a better start than scoring in the opening 4 minutes. But no, 2 minutes later, it was Sigurdsson, who came back and scored. Poor defending. This has happened off of a throw-in, ladies and gentlemen. A throw-in. I mean, this is Sunday League kind of defending. All you have to do is man-mark your man. And it's not even like it was one throw, boom, in back of the net. No, it was a throw, a flick on, in came the guy. I mean, all credit to Iceland. This was straight off the training ground. I mean, they saw it coming from a mile away. As soon as that ball was even close to the flick on, he'd already left the bike. I mean, what's his name? Yeah, Sigurdsson he'd already come forward, made the run, and bang, he was there to put it in. And then he bashed in, not he did, but the names look so similar. But 18 minutes, bang, Iceland scored again. Joe Hart with an absolute howler. I mean, come on, you can't call yourself a world-class keeper in a world-class tournament with world-class players if you can't even get down to your bottom left and make a simple save. And he knew he messed up. He got up straight away, punched himself in the head. I think he thought that might help. And that was it. Now, the embarrassing thing about it is, you can't even say, look, okay, England, you did your best. You hit the post, you hit the crossbar, the keeper made tons of saves. No, they looked horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. No passion. No heart. Couldn't be asked. They had 18 shots total, okay? Iceland had 8. England had 5 on target, and Iceland had 5 on target. So Iceland way more effective at what they did than England ever were. And we talk about the selection as well. I mean, England had 60% possession. In what? In their own half? Absolutely did nothing with it. So yeah, let's talk about this selection first of all. Roy Hodgson comes in. He thinks, okay, you know what, we're going to start Harry Kane again. He's done nothing in the first 3 games. Well, we're going to start him again. And not only are we going to start him, but we're going to make him take the corners. We're going to make him take the free kicks. Probably would have took the goal kicks as well if he could, and probably would have took Roy Hodgson's wife out for dinner if he could as well. I mean, the guy thinks he's Ronaldo, Pele, Messi, Maradona. No, mate, you had a good season in the Premier League. You scored 20 plus goals, 30 probably plus in all competitions. Doesn't even give you the right to suddenly become this kind of egotistical player who thinks he is. He did nothing. He shouldn't have started. Should have had Rashford up top. It's as simple as that. The guy came on for the final 5 minutes. When he was meant to come on earlier, they had a little bit of a mix-up there. No surprise. He did more in 5 minutes than Harry Kane did in 85 minutes. And then he's got Sturridge starting on the wing. Are you having a laugh? Sturridge has done nothing all season. He only really did anything at Liverpool when Suarez was there, and he made him the player he was. He does all these little tricks, a little bit of partying, he wants to do all these celebrations, but he does nothing. And then he's got Sterling on the other flank, once again, useless. Half the England team didn't even want him playing. He should have gone 4-4-2, put Vardy and Rashford up top. Them two would have made runs that Iceland could not contain. Kane doesn't make runs forward, simple as that. And he's on his own in the middle. He spent half the game back where Rooney was, so they didn't actually have a centre forward. I mean, it's just all schoolboy errors from meant to be a world-class bunch of players. It was Mickey Mouse stuff. Rooney, I don't think he should have played or started, to be honest. He's not match fit. He's got Wilshere in there. I mean, come on. You're playing a guy who hasn't played all season. You leave Drinkwater at home, who's just won the Premier League, had the best season of his life with Leicester. But don't worry, we'll leave you at home. You can go and have a holiday while we bring in Wilshere, who basically plays like he's on holiday. I mean, it was just a comedy of errors from everyone. Eric Dyer, okay, he's a young lad, he's going to grow. Dele Alli's a young lad, he's going to grow. They had chances. I mean, Eric Dyer's a defensive kind of player. He's not really going to push forward. But, you know, what's his name? Dele Alli had chances, was unlucky. And then I said before, England at the back weren't good enough, and we saw that. And it's just, the manager's, he had to go. He's gone, he's resigned. It's an easier way out for him, but he's a terrible manager. You know, managers like him, you don't need in the game. There's no passion, there's no heart. It's like all he cares about is keeping the players happy, not the other way around. Look at Italy, right? Look at Conte and Darmian. Darmian started the first game against Belgium. He didn't play great. He gave the ball away a few times. You haven't seen him since, apart from the odd substitution. Yet, Roy Hodgson wants to keep playing players like Kane, who hasn't scored a goal. He wants to play players like Sterling and Sturridge, who have done nothing, because he wants to keep them happy and all bubbly. No. Play to win. Put players in who have been playing well all season. Rashford's been playing well. He's scored goals for United. Vardy has had the best season of his life. Yet he starts them on the bench. It's just terrible. That is it in a nutshell. Anyway, there we go. Let's quickly have a look at the games to come, and I'll give you guys my predictions. Make sure you leave your comments and your predictions as well. So we've got Poland-Portugal happening 3 o'clock tomorrow. And you know what? I'm fancying Poland in that one. After seeing Portugal's disgraceful display against Croatia, getting lucky, I fancy Poland, to be honest. I mean, it could go either way. If Ronaldo turns up, though, it might be different. If Ronaldo suddenly has a fantastic game, you know, like he did before, he scored 2 goals, could fancy Portugal. But Poland, I'm nipping that maybe a 1-0 or something. I think Portugal will sit back and be boring again. Then we've got Wales and Belgium happening on Friday at 3 p.m. It's going to be tough for Wales. Belgium are playing well. They've turned it around. They have this way of just countering teams, and they have a lot of youth quality in there. Not experience, no, but Wales don't have a whole lot of experience in these big competitions. And this is going to be the ultimate test for them. Apart from that game against England, this is going to be the real test. But I'm going to say Belgium win it, probably maybe 2-0, maybe a 3-1 scoreline. So, but hey, I'd love to see Wales win it. Germany, Italy, the big one on Saturday at 3 p.m. Got to go for the Italians. Obviously, being half Italian myself, my dad's Italian, my mum's English. Unfortunately, she's English. But yeah, got to go for Italy. The way they're playing, I have to go for them. Now, I know it's going to be difficult. I mean, you have to close the Germans down. They are going to sacrifice a lot of possession, Italy, but I think they're vulnerable at the back, Germany. They've conceded goals. I don't think they're the strongest they've ever been. I certainly don't think they are. So, yeah, I'm going to go for the Italians, but I think it's going to be close. Could be a 2-1, could be a 1-0. Italy might get a goal early and then sit back, and then it's a question of trying to keep the Germans out. And watching Joachim Low fiddle with himself every 5 minutes. That cracks me up. And then finally, France against Iceland on Sunday, 3 p.m. Unfortunately, I think it is the end of the road for the Icelandics. I mean, they've put in a great shift, you have to say. They've been wonderful. Great to watch. No one's actually beaten them yet in 4 games. I mean, you look at their group with Austria and Portugal, you would have thought they're not going to win those games. But, you know, they got a point out of one of them, and they won the other one. So I think it's going to be France that nip it, possibly 2 or 3 goals deficit. But obviously you want to see the Icelandics do well. You want to see them win it. I mean, it would be the ultimate dream if they could beat the French at home in their stadium. Oh, unreal. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Leave yours in the comments below. We'll be back shortly with more content. You know, we've still got Euro stuff to do, bit of FIFA, bit of Master League to come. But yeah, leave your thoughts and opinions about England. Are they a disgrace? You let me know. Take care.